UCB has a well-formed process for understanding the lived experience of patients. In our case, we had done some deep ethnographic research into what it means to live with epilepsy. And so from that, we really understood one of these very tangible problems is that people who have seizures lose their driver's license and are unable to drive. And so we said, how do we get out into the world to see if we can actually do something to solve it? One of the things that we've looked into is just how do we perceive solutions or solution designs here at UCB. We talked to many colleagues and we found that while we are very good at coming up with ideas, we're not so good in how we move those ideas from inside our heads out into the world. One of the processes we tried to implement on this project was human-centered design. And what that means is that you actually talk to people and understand what their problems are and design solutions that fit their needs. And then iterating low-fidelity prototypes to test those solutions. So what we tried to do was co-create with these patients to make something that they would actually use in their day-to-day lives to solve this problem of not being able to drive. It's only with that feedback and that iterative process that you really design something that is what we like to think of as desirable, feasible, and viable. So on the desirability front, we say, will people like it? Does this meet an unmet need in their lives? Will people use this thing, this product, this service, this tool? And then we move on to feasibility. Can we make it? Can this product, this service, this thing be developed using our current capabilities? And then we move on to viability, which is, will this thing, this product, this service, be able to be viable in our strategic model? Is there a viable business case that's associated with our idea? For instance, with our project, we were able to go into the field, and in about 8 weeks' time, we were able to develop a paper prototype, put it in front of patients, get their feedback, and then iterate on a next level design and validate that with the same group of patients. Ultimately, we decided not to continue with our project, but in the spirit of human-centered design, we learned a great deal about the desirability of these ideas for patients in general. One of the big insights that we found, I think, is generalizable to many patient conditions, and that's this power to choose, the power of personal agency in how people living with severe diseases make decisions. And we found that's a powerful motivator not only here, but in other areas as well. Imagine a world where you can take an idea from a piece of paper and in 8 short weeks you can test it with patients and get some real feedback to validate whether this thing will work or not. That's a really empowering idea to help us at UCB cycle through ideas more quickly to see what works and see what doesn't work. If you'd like to find out more about what we did on this project and look at some of the artifacts, the design deliverables, the way we went about doing rapid prototyping and iterative design, you can find those on our intranet site, or you can contact me for more information.